Hello everyone, welcome to Analyst Chronicles YouTube channel. Today I'm going to cover all the basics in Python, especially I'm going to cover what are all the important topics which is needed in data analysis part and which is related to data science also. So I'm not going to cover which is not related to data analysis or data science, but I'm going to cover all the topics which are related or which are useful. Especially there are few topics which we need to be learned before starting a data analysis. So using all other Python libraries. So let me dive into the introduction part about Python. So the name Python comes from Monty Python. When this the invented by the Python invented by the person, his name is Guido van Rossum. He created this Python, all the scripts, initial stages. Then he was also reading the scripts from BBC Monty Python's Flying Circus. He thought the same Python was appropriately short and slightly mysterious. So at that time, so he named this programming language as a Python. So this is the description how the name Python got created by the Rossum. And why use Python for data analysis over Excel? So most of us are familiar with the Excel, right? So when it comes to smaller data sets, especially a data set which contains less than 1 million rows, because the maximum capacity of Microsoft Excel is only 1 million. So if you have more than 1 million elements or rows, then you are not going to use the Excel. So in that specific categories, like if you wanted to use a larger data set, so that is why the Python programming language. So this is designed to handle larger data sets and perform complex data manipulation tasks. So it can easily handle large amount of data without slowing down or becoming unresponsive, unlike Excel. Because I came across a lot of times when I'm working on a larger files which has around 5 lakhs or 6 lakhs lines. So it will take minutes. Let's take 3 minutes, 4 minutes of time to get my the desired output. If I filter something or if I wanted to take out something from the larger file, so I used to spend a lot of time. Sometimes it is more than 10 minutes also. So that is what which becomes slow when it compared with the Excels. So that is where we can use Python to get the responses quickly on a larger data sets. So the main thing here is the scalability. So that is the advantage over Excel, and why Python is used for data cleaning in data science. So one of the primary reasons that the Python is so popular for data cleaning is its rich ecosystem of libraries and tools. Python has n number of libraries. For example, if I wanted to read the data, I have a separate library. If I wanted to do some analysis, mathematical computations, or if I wanted to do visualization part, or if I wanted to run, or if I wanted to predict something out of the data set. So I have a different library like which is called scikit-learn, and there are n number of libraries where we can import those libraries as per our requirement, and we can do some or we can perform some operations using that particular libraries. So that is the that has made Python so popular for data science. Because if you take the I mean total entire from the collecting the data to predicting the output, so the main important part is like data cleaning. So and for data cleaning, so we have a lot of libraries in Python, inbuilt libraries. So there are, and also there are wide varieties of libraries that can be used for data cleaning tasks, including, so like as I explained, NumPy, Pandas, Matplotlib, scikit-learn. So we can use NumPy where we are working with the arrays or some mathematical operations, and Pandas. So as we explained or explored in the previous videos, like where if we wanted to do some analysis on a data set, reading or taking some slice of the data, so we can utilize this Pandas library. And Matplotlib is like, if I wanted to show my data in a graphical representation, then I can use Matplotlib. And scikit-learn, like where machine learning, it is related to the machine learning. So where I wanted to predict something, so from a scikit-learn, so we need to import the required libraries. So there are very few to name. So all of these made the Python is so popular for data science. And also Python is one of the most popular programming languages used in data science and data analysis. It is highly versatile and easy to learn. So if I compare with other languages, so the syntax part are, it is very versatile and easy to learn because the coding part is also, so where in other languages you can get the same output with 4 or 5 lines. Whereas in Python, you can get the same similar output with 1 line, and which is readable, like no confusion. With a single line of code, you can able to achieve the same output which you are getting the in the other languages. So that is what it is making a great choice for many different applications in the field. So one of the most common tasks in data science is like data cleaning only, obviously. So which involves transforming, reshaping, and manipulating data to prepare it for further analysis. Because when I collected the data initially, it is not in the form where we can do some analysis. So I have to transfer that the data which I collected to a readable format or to a specific format where I can perform some analysis on it. So in that conversion part also we can use this Python. So these are all the simple advantages of Python over other languages. So that is why we are using it for data science. So we will explore why Python is such a great choice for data cleaning in data science in coming videos. Okay, so let's start with the coding part. Now I just wanted to, because I'm already this file is ready because I don't want to type and waste some time here only because it will take a lot of time here in the video. I don't want to waste much time. So that is why. So here you can see the basic Python syntaxes. So in data types, Python has different data types. It could be integer data type or float data type, string data type, and Boolean. Boolean means either true or false. And also, so we have other data types called list, tuple, dictionaries, and sets. So we have seven data sets. So let's talk about, so we will discuss about list, tuple, dictionaries, and sets a later part of the video. First, we'll start with basic data types, which is integers, floats, strings, and Boolean. So integers means like a number, like 1, 2, 3, 4, from 1 to infinity or -1 to -infinity. So I hope these are called the integers. I hope everyone knows this basic mathematical part. So when I'm working on any number from 1 to positive infinite and -1 to minus infinite, so these numbers are called integers. So for example, I'm assigning a variable age is equal to 30. So I just wanted to print age, and if I wanted to look at the type of the age, so here I'm able to print 30, and the type of age it is coming as integer because which is a number, positive integer. So that is one data type in Python, int. And the other data type in Python is like float. So where whenever we are working on any decimals like 5.9 or 1.2, 3.5, so these are all called as floats. So here I'm just giving variable height is equal to 5. It could be like you can assign it to any variable x, y, a, b is equal to some float number. So I'm just giving to understand. uh, so I'm just assigning a value of float 5.9 to a variable height. And if I print this, print height, and if I just wanted to look at the data type of this 5.9, then I got float. So int means like without any decimal points. So float means number with decimal points. So that is a difference. Both are numbers only, but integers you cannot have any decimal points. It is a integer without any decimals. So float means it has some decimal points. And the next data type is like a strings. So anything which is represented in two double quotes or double quotes. So for example, here I am representing a word John Doe in double quotes. So, and I just wanted to print this name and also print the type of the name. So where I am able to print the name and it is giving me the type of the name is John Doe. So which is nothing but which is a string. So anything, for example, if I wanted to print, for example, if I am assigning x is equal to a and I wanted to print type of a, type of x, because I'm assigning a to x, right? So here it is string. So let me give you one more example. So here I'm giving one number, but with the double quotes. So still it will show as a string only, because anything, it could be a number, it could be a float, it could be anything. So if I am mentioning that particular value or particular number or particular name inside a double quote or single quote, then it will become a string. Then the data type becomes a string. So this is about string. And a boolean data types. Like if I wanted to check the statement whether it is a true or false, then where I'm working on with true or falses, then the data type is called a boolean data type. For example, here I just wanted to check is student is equal to true, and because I'm getting a true, that means it is a boolean data type. So print each student is student. I'm just printing the above condition. I'm assigning a true value to each student, and I'm checking what is the data type of this above variable. So I'm getting a output as it is a boolean. So in coming videos, we are going to work with this kind of data types. And see this conversion. Converting one data type into another data types is very much important, because when we are working on a larger data sets, so sometimes when I wanted to do some analysis, or if I wanted to apply some function, or while in for example, while working on a larger data sets and I have some null values. So if I wanted to fill those null values, and uh, in those cases, this conversion of the data types is very much important, because sometimes the rows must contain int, float, combination of integers and alpha values, combination of alpha numeric. So where we need to convert the entire column to a particular data type, then we can do some mathematical, or we can do some analysis by converting it to a specific data type. So that is what I'm going to cover. So first we will cover int, because as I said earlier, 10 is the number, numeric number, it is a positive integer. I just wanted to convert this term. So if I check this type of this number, it will give me integer. But I wanted to convert this integer to a float. So here I'm converting and float of that number. If I put float, and give this and pass this number, then it will become a float, converted into float, and it is giving me 10.0 because float is always with the decimal points. The value is not changing, it is 10 only. Previously, it is since it is an integer, I'm getting a value without any decimals. So now I'm getting the same number with some decimals. 10 is also equals to 10.00, right? 10.0 is nothing but 10 only. But this time it has converted into float. So that is why it is showing me as 10.0. So that is how you can convert integer into a float. Just put float of that particular number. Then you will be able to convert an integer to a float. And if I wanted to convert float to integer, it's like reversing. So this is my number with the decimal points. So if I check this type of this price, then obviously it will show me it is a float data type. Then if I wanted to convert this float to an integer, then I need to mention int of that pass this variable price. Then it will be converted to int variable. So now you can see that the original value is 9.99. So when I convert the float into a numeric number, or sorry, into integer by using int and that particular number, then I'm getting a integer. So this is how you can convert int to float and float to int. And this is an example case where you can convert int to a string. So same number, I have the number 10 here, and I wanted to convert this number 10 to a string. Uh, So same number, I'm str, just type str and pass that particular number. If I wanted to convert it to int of that number, and if I wanted to convert anything to a float data type, then float and then particular data like number. So here for str, we should use this function str of that particular number. Then it will be converted to a string. Then converting a string into int. So here integer to string. Now I'm converting string to integer. So same again. So you should use int word this function, then pass the number 1 to 3. See, this is a positive integer, but since it is inside the double quotes, and this is a string, and I wanted to convert this string to a numeric or integer, because when you are working on a larger data sets, sometimes you may not have all the columns filled or all the rows filled with numbers like 1 or 2, 3, 4, 5. Sometimes you may come across a number something like this, like with a single quote 1 or double quote 1, 2, 3, or because the always the live data is like too much messy. So we need to clear or we need to convert. So this is why it is important to convert uh, like one data types to another data type. So here, so if I am working on because so if I am working on a larger data set where I have all the values in integer format, but 1 to 2 values are like this. So it is showing me as, because of this double quote, the number is showing as a string. So that is where I wanted to convert this number or the string to an integer, so that it will match up with the other values in the same column, so that I can do some analysis. If the entire row or entire column is in the same format, then it will easy for me to analyze. So that is where we can use these conversions. And so this is example where we can convert a string to float. So I have this number inside the double quote. Then I'm converting this string to float. So same, like I explained earlier also, where we are when we are working on larger data sets. So if we have any number with a decimal, say, which is in a string format, I have to convert it to a float. So that is where we can use this function float. So anything if you wanted to convert, then put float, then that particular number or string. If you wanted to convert it to integer, then int. And if you wanted to convert it to string, then str of that particular number. So these are all the basic data types in Python. So along with this int, float, string, and boolean, so we do have other data types, which are list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. So I'm going to cover those topics in the later part of this video. So now I hope it is clear for everyone for this data types, how it will be impactful or it is useful in coming videos or in when you are working on like a larger codes or in data analysis part. So now let's jump into the next topic, operations, basic operations like arithmetic operations or logical operations, bitwise operations, and assignment operations. So these are all the things we are going to cover for next 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so arithmetic operations, nothing but addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, floor division, something like that. So we can do all arithmetic operations also in Python. So here I have a simple arithmetic operation like addition. I just wanted to add two numbers. Like I'm adding 10 plus 5. So I'm assigning this addition to a variable called add. Then I'm printing this addition of 10 plus 5 and this result. So I'm getting 15. So this is one of the arithmetic operation, addition. So similarly subtraction. So where you wanted to subtract two numbers. So this is like just I'm taking a few simple examples to understand it clearly. So like subtraction of two numbers. And so whereas the multiplication of two numbers, like I have two numbers and I wanted to multiply these two and assigning it to a variable multiply, then I will get the result. Just you should use this mark to multiply the two numbers. Star 10, the first number, then divided by, sorry, multiplied by the other number, then you will get the desired multiplication and the division. So division also, you can perform division also like this, and a floor division and a modulus. So this is also very important. Whenever I wanted to do some operations, and exponential. So if you wanted to get exponential of value like 2 to the power of 3 or 2 to the power of 4, so you should do something like this, 2 to the power of 3, like 2 star star 3. So if you use one star, that is like a multiplication. If you are using 2, then it will become a uh, exponential operator. So these are all the normal basic arithmetic operators like adding two numbers, subtracting two numbers, multiplying two numbers, and dividing two numbers, and floor division, modulus, and exponential. And here the next operators are like comparison operators. So if I wanted to compare two values, I have x and y. I just wanted to compare those two values and I wanted to check which is greater, or whether those two values are equal, or anything is greater or anything is less than, something like that. So is here equals to. So in Python, if you wanted to specify anything, for example, I wanted to show some condition x is equal to y, so you should mention double equal to equal. Example, x equal to y here. So I'm checking 10 is equal to 5. So obviously this statement is incorrect. 10 is not equal to 5, but I'm giving you 10 equal to 5 and I'm printing. Then that is the reason why I'm getting a Boolean statement false, because the statement is incorrect. This equal, whatever the equation is assigned to equal, 10 is equal to 5, that is a false statement. If I put 5 here, then I'll get yes, because it is a true value. 5 is obviously equals to y. So that is where if I wanted to compare the two values, so that is where you can use this comparison operators. So equal to and not equal to, you should use this symbol before the equal, then you can get the result. Obviously 10 is not equal to 5, so that is why I'm getting a statement called true. The statement is true because 10 is not equal to 5. So if I put 5 again here, it will become false because 5 is equal to 5 only, but I'm saying that 5 is not equal to 5. So that is where it will become false. So this is how you can compare two numbers or two values with this comparison operators. So here again, 10 is greater than 5. 10 is obviously greater than 5. That is the reason why I'm getting true. And 10 is less than 5. 10 is not less than 5. 10 is greater than 5. So that is the reason why I'm getting false. Greater than or equal to and less than or equal to. So based on the condition. So if I'm giving a true condition, then it will give me true. If I am giving you a false condition, then I will get the Boolean statement false. And logical operations. The next topic is in the operators. Next is logical operations. So whereas in logical operations, you can check multiple conditions. So earlier here, we are just checking the one condition, whether those two numbers are equal or which is a greater value, like X or Y. So we have only one statement. So if I have multiple statements, then I wanted to check multiple statements. You can use the logical operators like and. So I'm going to explain about these logical operators in coming videos. But if you wanted to check the two conditions and if both are true, the output will come true. Because if you are using this and operator, I mean the both the conditions must be true. If this is true and this is true, then you will get output true, because 10 is greater than 5 and 5 is less than 10. Both the conditions are true. So that is the reason why I'm getting output as true. So if I put any of this condition uh, false, then I'll get a false, because in AND operator, uh, the both the conditions should be match, like should be true. And for OR operator, any of the condition will be true. Like it must not be both the conditions has to be true, because here you can see 10 is greater than 5 and 5 is greater than 10. This statement is incorrect. This is a false statement and this is a true statement. So any of the condition is true, then I'll get a output as true. But whereas in AND operator, both the statement has to be satisfied. Both the statement has to be true. And this not condition is like not, and you can put some statement, then it will give the statement of Boolean statement of false. So most of the times we may not use this not, but this and or operators are very important. And bitwise operators also are very similar to this logical operators. But we will give so bitwise and operator, bitwise or operator, bitwise XOR, bitwise X not, and left shift, right shift. So operator. So, and next topic we are going to cover, which is a very important topic, like assignment operators. So from the starting of the video, we are talking about a variable, like I'm assigning a value to some, like when I'm talking about addition. So I added a number X and Y, then I'm adding it to a different variable. Add is equal to X plus Y. If I wanted to subtract two numbers, I have to assign it to a variable. So that is where you can use this assignment operators, where I am assigning a number or float or string to a variable. Here X is called a variable, so I am assigning it to it. Now assigning value 10 to this X value. This is called assignment operation. And I just simple assignment, X is equal to 10 and the value of X become 10. So if you run it, then you will get the output as well, 10. And add and assign. So here the first I'm giving you X plus is equal to 5. And if I wanted to add and assign the same value. So next time the X value become 5 and I'm adding the 5 again. So it will be like, so we can use this kind of assignment operations in like a for loop or while loop, where we wanted to iterate multiple times based on the condition. So that is where you can use this add and assign, subtract and assign, multiply and assign. Flow, divide and assign, divide and assign. So same like mathematical operators, but here I am assigning with a condition, like adding and assigning, subtracting and assigning, or dividing and assigning the new value to the variable. So something like that. So this is how you can use the operators in Python. I hope it is clear till this. So the next topic is conditional statements. So which is a very important topic, where we can use most of the times when we are working on larger data sets. So where if I am giving some condition, I am just extracting the data from it. So that is where you can use this conditional statements in Python. Conditional statements in Python means you can give some condition and get the output of it. So example, so here I look at the simple if statement. So I'm just giving you, giving machine instruction X is equal to 10. Print a simple if statement. If X is greater than 5, print X is greater than 5. So I'm instructing the computer that if the given value of X, if it is greater than 5, then print X is greater than Y. I'm just telling the machine that print this X is greater than Y statement. If it is satisfies this condition, X is greater than 5. So let me explain it again. So I'm assigning 10 value to X. I'm giving, I'm checking with the if condition. If X is greater than 5, then print this number. So here the equation is like in X nothing but 10, 10 is greater than 5. So satisfies, then it is printing. So if I am giving the value which is less than 5, so I'm just giving, sorry, I'm getting this output only because I am printing simple if statement only. This statement is not satisfied. That is the reason why this code is not executing. So this is how you can use the uh, simple if statement and if else statement. For example, so here I just checked, right, by giving you a different number with the value which is less than 5. So where I get this statement only. So where if I wanted to get the incorrect statement also where we can use this else part. So here I'm assigning a value to a variable called x, and I'm checking if this value is greater than 5, print this statement. If it is going wrong, then print this else. So if I'm giving x is equal to 3 and I'm checking whether the x is greater than 5 or not. So x is 3, 3 is greater than 5. That is incorrect. So it will go here and it will print this x is not greater than 5 because x is 3. 3 is not greater than 5. So and that is why I'm getting x is not greater than 5. So where we can use this if else condition. If the condition is satisfies, then we can able to print the condition satisfies. So if the condition is not satisfied, then the loop will go to else part. The else part will be printed. So this is how you can use if else statement. And this is for if else elif, like where I have the multiple conditions and I wanted to check multiple conditions. So I'm giving a variable, assigning 5 to a variable x, and I'm checking whether x is greater than 5, then print this x is greater than 5. Elif. So we will use elif in between, like if I wanted to apply another condition along with this greater than operation, and also I wanted to check whether the x is equal to 5 or not. So if these both the conditions satisfies, then it will print that x is greater than 5. If this condition satisfies, we will get this output. So if this condition satisfies, then it we can, I mean, the system will print this statement. If both of these conditions are false, then the code will go here and print this thing. So here I'm giving 5 number and I'm checking if it is greater than 5, 5 is not greater than 5, then it will go to the second condition. 5 is equal to 5, then here it is satisfied, then it will print x is equal to 5. X is equal to 5. So if I'm giving another number apart from, so let me give 6. Uh, so it will come here statement x is greater than 5. Yes, x is greater than, because this time I'm giving x is a 6. 6 is obviously greater than 5. So let me see. X is greater than 5. I'm getting output as x is greater than 5 because I'm giving 6 and I'm comparing with the 5, which is greater. So I'm giving one lesser number, 4, and checking. So this condition not satisfied, this condition not satisfied this time. So which is less than the 5, which is not equal to 5, and which is also less than 5. That is the reason why I'm getting less than 5. So this is how you can use multiple conditions with the if else condition and a nested if statement. So I have two variables and I wanted to check conditions based on two variables. This is where you can use nested if statements. For example, I have x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 10. And I'm printing if x greater than y, print x greater than y. And if y greater than 15, print y greater than 15. Here my x value is 10. 10 is greater than 5. So this condition satisfied. And 10 y is like 20. 20 is greater than 15. Right. This is also satisfied. Then y is greater. So like all these conditions are satisfied. Like first condition, which is x is greater than x means 10. 10 is greater than 5. Then 20 is greater than 15. So you can give this nested if statement. So you can, like if you have multiple conditions with the multiple variables, you can use this if nested if statement. Multiple conditions with the logical operations. Like we discussed about logical operations and or, right? So we can use these operations and we can perform some conditional statements. For example, I have x is equal to 10 and y is equal to 20, and I'm checking two conditions. So far we just checked only one condition. So here onwards we can also check multiple conditions. I just wanted to check whether this x is greater than 5 and y is greater than 15. So whenever I'm using AND operator, so it must satisfy both the conditions. It has to be true. It has to be true. So let me check. X is 10, 10 greater than 5. So this is satisfied and this is true statement. And y is greater than 15. Y is 20. 20 is greater than 15. So this is also satisfied. That means we will get output as true. So x is greater than 5 and y is greater than 5. So here if this conditions satisfies, then I'm giving system, instructing the system to print this statement, x is greater than 5 and y is greater than 15. If x is greater than 5 or y is less than 5. So this time x is like 10. 10 is greater than 5. This is true. This statement is true. And y is less than 15. Y is 20. 20 is not less than 15. 20 is greater than 15, right? So this statement is incorrect. But since we are using OR operator, as per OR operator, any one of the statement has to be true. So here this condition is true, then this system will print this statement. If not operator, if x is less than 5, x is 10 and 10 is not equal to 10 and opposite to 10, not means opposite to this equation, then it will print this operator. So let me run this. Okay, so this is also satisfied because both the statements are correct. I'm able to print this. So that is why system printed this. And this out of these two statements, the first statement is correct and second statement is incorrect. How Since we are using OR operator, so any one of the condition has to be true, then that is the reason why I'm able to print the second statement as well. And third statement, the statement is incorrect because 10 is not less than 5. But now when I'm using a not operator, that will become, if it is incorrect, then it will print this opposite to this equation. So that is where you can use multiple conditions with operators. So this is about if else condition, nested if else condition. So it will be very useful. I hope it is clear with all simple example cases. So let's dive into loops in Python. So this is a very, very important topic and confusing. Okay, so okay, so we'll start with a simple for loop. So I'm giving a function called for I in range 5, print I. So the loop will start from 0, then 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. If I'm giving you 5 means the last number, it will take till 4 only. If I'm giving 10, it will go till 9 because the indexing starts from 0. So that is why it will print. The loop will go to range 5 means I'm just giving instructions to print 0 to 5 by excluding, because always in the last number is excluded. So that is why if I'm using for I in range 5, then the loop goes on. So first it will come here, then range 5, in the range 5, the first value is 0, printing the 0. Then again go to the loop, and the second value is 1, it will print the 1, then 2, then 3, then 4. Then the loop stopped because I'm giving the range is only 5. So this is a simple for loop. So where we wanted to uh, get a range of values. And now this time, so this is for integers, and let's look at the for loop with a list. So now I'm a list of fruits. I'm assigning fruits is equal to, like, I'm giving you some names: apples, banana, and cherry. And I'm just checking. I just wanted to print this one by one, these fruits. For fruits, in fruits, print fruit. The first it will go to the list. It will print the first one, which is apple. Then again it will go to the second. Then it will print. Then third it will go to cherry. Then it will print, because I just wanted to print fruits with out of list of fruits. I wanted what are all the fruits are there in this list. The list, the for loop, it will goes on. It will print the first element, then the second, then the third element. So this is how you can use for loop with the list. So we can this will be more useful when we are working on a larger data sets where I have categorical, or where I have like a list of columns. So I just wanted to get something out of this list of columns, so I can utilize this, because this list of this loop with a list, and this is for a loop with a dictionary. So I think it is better to talk about the data types list, these data structures, before moving into these loops. So let me cover this as we first. Let me cover this data structures. So in the starting of the video, we were just talking about data types called string, float, and integers and Boolean statements. These four data types, we spoke about these four data types. So along with these four data types, I do have another data types called list and tuple and sets and dictionaries. So these are all the four other data types in Python. So these are all also very important. So list, like, I have list of strings, or I have list of numbers, or I have list of something. So the list always starts with this square bracket and list of numbers. And just I'm printing this list. So if I wanted to, so this is how you can see a list. And in lists, so the indexing is like, if I wanted to get the first value, the index of this first value is 0, and this is 1, and this is 2. So if I give fruits with the index value 0, then I'll get the first element. So this is how you can work with the lists. List of some strings, or list of some numbers, or list of some floats. So if I wanted to get the first element in the list, or second element in the list, or third element in the list, you can give the assigned value, because I am assigning this list to a variable called fruit, and fruit with an index value 0 will give me the first element in that particular list. So if I am giving fruits with the index value 1, then I will get the result as the second element in the list. So that is how you can get the elements in the list based on the indexing. And if I wanted to modify anything inside the list, for example, I wanted to give second, which is second position, which is 1, because 0, it starts with the indexing 0. The second value is 1. I want the second value to be replaced with a blueberry. So initially my list has apple, banana, and cherry. I wanted to replace this banana with a blueberry. So you can use this. I'm just giving the variable with the index value where I wanted to replace with that replaced value. Now the modified list is, see, previously it was apple, banana, cherry. Now the bananas are replaced by blueberries. So you can I mean, you can use this type of indexings to modify the list, adding an element. Like, for example, I wanted to add something to the list. So my original list is This is the original list. I wanted to add a fourth element, another thing. So append. This append method will add a new element to the existing list. So my old list of fruits has apple, banana, cherry, and I wanted to add another element to the list. So that is why if I use dot append and the I mean respective element, then that element will be added to the list. So along with this old three elements, the fourth element got added just because I appended or I used this condition. So whenever we wanted to add any elements to the list, then you can use append method. And anything I wanted to delete, I have a list, very big list, and some unnecessary details are there, and I wanted to delete something out of the list. Then we can use remove. So here my current list is like this is the current list by after adding or appending the date. And from this list, if I wanted to remove this cherry, just the list name dot remove, then whatever the element you wanted to remove, mention it. Then that particular element will be removed. So why I'm getting this list removed X because I mean executed the program twice. First time when I executed, this was eliminated. This was already removed because the value is not there. That is the reason why I'm getting this error. Okay. So this is how you can add a new element to the list. You can remove an element from the list, or you can get the desired elements from the list with the indexing. And this is a slicing. So I have hundreds of elements in my list. I wanted some of the elements with a slicing. I just wanted a slice of the entire list. So this is how you can get these slices. So I wanted to I just wanted only first two elements. Then you can use this indexing. Then you will get the first two elements in the list. So and next, this is about the list. It is very interesting topic, and so that is where you can adding elements, removing the elements, or getting a slice of the list, or getting some specific element from the list that you can use above operations. The next one is tuples. So there are two kind of data types in Python. One is mutable and another kind is like immutable. The mutable, like where you can modify or where you can add. For example, in case of list, we can edit the list. We can add new elements. We can remove the elements. We can change the list. We have an option to change it. But whereas it comes to tuples, tuples are immutable. Once we are once we created a tuple, then that is immutable. We cannot change anything inside it. That is the main property of the tuple. So when it comes to list, you can change it. You can add extra elements or you can remove it. You can do a lot of operations, but tuples is different. So here, if you wanted to represent anything with the tuples is with closed bracket, you can closed parenthesis. So then that will become a tuple. So I'm giving this colors red, green, blue with closed parenthesis. Then it will become a tuple. Now, similarly, like how in the lists we wanted to get the first element, like indexing. So if I give a color with a zeroth index, I have to get the first element in the tuple. The first element in the tuple is red. Then I got it. So as I said, tuples are immutable, so elements cannot be modified. So if I wanted to, like here in the list, I wanted to replace or modify the element with the new element. I'm able to do it in the list, but when it comes to tuples, if I wanted to change the original list, so if I wanted to give, or if I wanted to replace the existing value with another value, which is not possible, we will get an error because tuples are immutable. We cannot change this. If it is there, then that has to be there. And the slicing part is same again. If I wanted to get the first two elements in the tuple, then you can use this indexing till 2. I'll get the first two elements in the tuple. And the next is set. So far we covered lists and tuples. The next is set. Though, so here I just assigned a few set of numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the original set and the numbers. So this is how you can represent a set with these brackets. And here sets all mutable, like list only. We can change, we can add anything, or we can remove anything, we can replace any element inside it. So sets are mutable data types. So here I wanted to add 6 to the existing set. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I wanted to add 6. It is added successfully. And if I wanted to remove 3, I from the list I wanted to remove 3. So use this dot remove, dot add, dot remove, and set operations. So my original list is the number of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And here again I am assigning a new set of numbers 2, 4, 6, 8. So I have two set of numbers now. I just wanted to do some operations. Union of sets. So union means what it will give me all the elements which are present in the sets. And intersection means the common elements. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 2, 4, 6, 8. The common elements are like 2, 4, 2 and 4. And the difference of the sets. Numbers, the difference. Like which is the difference between the two sets. So let me run this. We will be able to explain clearly. Okay. So first, this symbol is for union. So if I wanted to get the union of these two sets, the first set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and second set 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm getting this list. So always the advantage of using sets are like it will never print a duplicate value. So here 2 is there, 4 is there, here also 2 is there, 4 is there. So if I'm using a set means it will never print a duplicate element. It will give me all the elements which are commonly present in two sets. Sorry, not commonly, all the elements, the combination of these two by removing the duplicate elements. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the reason why I'm getting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, sorry. 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 8. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. And the intersection means the common numbers. So here I have 2, 4, 6. Yes, the problem here is because I just executed this adding and removing. That is the reason I have to run this original set again. Sorry. Now I will get a different output. Hmm. See, the union, it will print all the elements combining of set 1 and set 2. So in set 1, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it will printed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in the set 2, I have 2, 4, 6, 8. So 2, 4 is already included from the first set. So that is the reason why it is not printing again. Then the remaining value 6 sets has printed. Intersection means the common of these two sets. I have 2 and 4, 2 and 4. Then I got 2 and 4. And the difference of these two sets. So one is here, one is present here but not here. And three is present but not here. And five, it is there in the first set and but not in the list. That is the reason why I'm able to print 135. So this is about set. The main advantage of set is like it will never print any duplicate value. So it will print the unique values. And the dictionaries. Okay, so the dictionaries are very much important in pandas. So please focus on dictionaries. So every dictionary has a key value, keys and values. So here I'm just creating a sample dictionary with a name of the person and age of the person and city name. So the first value we call it as a key, then that value, the whatever the value we are assigning it to the key, and again the key and the value. So let me print the original dictionary person. So I got printed. I'm able to print this dictionary with keys and values. So now, and dictionary is also mutable. We can change, we can add only tuples. We cannot change anything. Those are mutable. So I just wanted to get the name of only name. I don't want age and city. So if you give this name and the person name, then you will get the person name from the above dictionary. And I want only age. Person age is equal to 30. So here I'm modifying the dictionary. So I'm giving 30 because previously it was 25. I want it should be 30. Then it got modified. The the person list got changed and adding key value pairs. For example, I'm I'm adding a new key value pair. The existing key value pair has name, age, city only. Now I wanted email address as well. So I'm giving person because the my original dictionary saved with the name person. So that is a person with an email ID. I'm giving this email ID. Then I'm printing the dictionary by adding after adding the element. So added previously it was still here only till the state. Then the email was added extra. So this is how you can add the elements or key value pairs, and this is how you can remove. So this is how you can remove. I just wanted to remove a person city from the person dictionary. I wanted to remove this city key value pair. So use this del and person. Then it got deleted. Now I have name, age, and email address only. So as I said, the dictionaries has keys and values. So these are all the keys, name, age, email. So these are all the called keys and these are all their values, the values of the keys. So these are all the important data types, list, tuple, set, and dictionaries. So let's jump into this topic where we left. Okay, loops. Okay, so this is a simple for loop, right? We discussed and so as we discussed about the list of fruits, I wanted to get individually one by one. So I can apply a for loop. Then I'll be able to print this all the fruits which are present inside a list. Okay, just give me a second. Okay, so this is the simple for loop and for loop with a list. Now let's talk about for loop with a dictionary. So I have a dictionary called person with the name, keys and values, name, age, and a city. I wanted to get the key and value in this person dictionary, person dot items. So this is how you can apply a for loop with the key and value in this dictionary. Then you can get this output. You can read the single element on element. So first it will get to the first element. Then this is the key and this is the value of that key. Then it will be printed. and the loop will goes to the second one, then printed, third one, then it got printed. This is how you can apply for a dictionary and the for loop with a string. So this is my string hello, and I wanted to get the each character in the string. So for char in hello, print char. So the character, it will print the first character of the string H, then it will go to the second, then it will go to third, then it will go to third. It is go, the loop goes on till the last element. Then it will be printed like this. This is how you can apply for loop on a string. And this is like a nested for loop. Like I have to like a loop inside a loop again. I have a different loop in an inside loop for I in range 3 and for j in range 2. Print I and j values. So something like that you can use. For example, for I in range 3, so it will start with a 0, then it will go to the second for loop, then 0, then it will be printed 0, 0. Then after 0, I have 1, I have I here 1, then it will be printed. No, sorry, first the first iteration I have 0. Then here I'm giving the range 2, right? Then it will print 0 and 1. So that is why first it is 0, 0 and 0, 1. Then the range is 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Here the range is I'm giving 3. So it will take 0, 1, 2. So it will print 0, 1, 2. The second range is like I'm giving only 2. So it will take 0 and 1. So first 0, 0, 0, 1, then 1, 0, 1, 1, then 2, 0, 2, 1. So that is how you can use a nested for loop and a while loop. While this condition is true, the for loop, I'm getting everything in the list, a dictionary, or whatever the condition I'm giving. So for while loop, I'm giving a condition like until this condition satisfies, print the loop will goes on. For example, for initially I'm giving zero value to the count. I'm just counting count less than 5, and I'm assigning count plus 1 is equal to 1. Then just because I'm printing count, so first the loop starts with 0, then it will go to this condition count is less than or equal to 5, because I'm using an increment operator count plus is equal to 1. So initially I started the loop with a 0, then it printed 0, it satisfied, count is less than 0, then the condition satisfied, then it printed 0. In the second, then again the loop comes to here, then plus 1, count originally 0, then it got added 1. Now this time it got added 1, then it will go to this condition 1 is less than 5, condition satisfied, then print the count 1 this time. Again the loop goes on. Now the old value is 1, I'm adding plus 1, now it became 2, 2 less than 5, then print count 2. So now I'm adding 1 again, 2 plus 1 3, 3 is less than 5, satisfied 3. And now again 4, 3 plus 1 4, 4 is less than 5, it is satisfied, then 4. Now I am adding a plus 1 to the old value, which is 4, 4 plus 5 5, 5 is less than 5, no, this condition now it is not satisfying. 5 is equal to 5, not less than 5, that is where the condition not satisfied, then the loop ends here. So this is how you can use a while loop, and this is while loop with a break statement, like where I wanted to break this list if the condition satisfies, then I'm instructing the machine to stop there. So just like the above example, I started the loop with a 0, then I'm giving this condition, print count. Then if the count is equal to 5, then break. Okay, now the count is 0, then is equal to 5, not, no, 0 is not equal to 5, and it will check this condition, 0 is less than 1, both the conditions are satisfied, then it will 0. Then I'm using increment operator. This time my count value is 1, 1 is less than 10, and also with less than 10, and which is not equal to 5. So satisfied. Same 2, 3, 4, 5 until the 5. Until 5, the count is now the count value is 5, which is equal to 5. Then it's satisfied. Then I'm giving the instruction as break this loop. So when you wanted to break the loop with a certain condition, you can use this break function. Now the loop got stopped. Then where the count is equal to 5, this is how you can use the break function. And while loop with continue. Continue means just like above example where I'm giving some certain conditions and asking the loop to stop when this condition satisfies. So continue means similarly. So I'm giving a condition and I'm instructing the machine to continue if this statement satisfies. So I'm just like above example, I'm started the loop with a 0 and count is less than, I'm giving this condition count less than 10, count plus 1 is equal to 1. And if count divisible by 2 is equal to 0, then continue. Okay, it started with 0. 0 divisible by is equal to 0. 0 is less than 1. So this is not satisfying. So that is why it is not print. Then the next number. Then now it will become 1. 1 less than 10. Satisfied. 1 divisible by 2 is not equal to 0. So this is how the loop will goes on and it will print. So basically we are using this continue where the above satisfies, then continue the loop, or else don't continue, something like that. So similarly, break statement in for loop. So if I am giving this condition, then I'm telling the machine to stop the loop. Similarly, continue. If this condition satisfies, continue the loop. And looping with the else statement. So normally first statement inside a for loop. For I is range from print I, else print this. So till 5, it will print the above statement. So if it list goes on more than 5, the finish iterating items. And while loop, something like that you can use. So this is how you can apply for loop and while loop. So where are, for example, so where we can the use case in while working on larger data sets. So so for example, I wanted to convert some, like I have a column. Let's take a date column. In my data sets, I have a date column, and I did not have the readable format. So dates column, I wanted to convert the date format to date time. 1 second. Okay, this is how you can use for loop and a while loop. So where I wanted to convert entire column to a specific data type. For example, I wanted to convert it to a datetime format. Then when I can apply this for loop, then it will check the element on element. If I have thousands of elements in my column, then it will check one by one element. Then if it is satisfied, then it will convert like that with the given conditions. So that is where we can use this for and while loops in larger data sets. Okay, so that is about looping. And the next thing is a function. So basically functions nothing but, so we have already inbuilt functions are there in Python. uh, Along with inbuilt Pythons, inbuilt okay, so there are some inbuilt functions, like if I wanted to print something, this is a function.
And if I wanted to see the length of the number or list, then type, range, print. These are all inbuilt functions. So along with the inbuilt functions, so we do have user-defined functions where we need to define those functions. So function always starts with the keyword def. So I'm defining a function like this and I'm printing. Then I can call the function, defining the function and calling the function. Defining the function and calling the function. So this is I'm defining a add function and by passing two variables, and I wanted uh, like with a return value, return a plus b. So this is how you can use a function with a return value, function with a default parameter. So that is how you can create. See, defining the function is up to us, like however we wanted. Like, so based on the condition, if I wanted to add two numbers, or it could be like anything. If I have some requirement, I need to create my function as per my requirement, then I call it. So that is how you can. So these are all the basic. I just basically how to create it and how to call it a function. I'm not going to cover in depth of these functions. So, so this is the entire basics of Python. I hope you guys are liking the videos because I spent almost a day to create this file and to explain everything, starting from the history of the Python and applications, why we are using in the data science, why we are preferring over other tools. So starts with the data types and some basic operations we covered, and also we just used some loops, for loop, while loop, and if else conditions, and at last we ended with the functions, how to define a function and how to call the function. So I hope you guys are liking the videos, or if anything wants to be included or if anything wants to be clarified, so please comment on the video and let me know. So that's it about introduction and description and the basics of Python. So thanks everyone. Please do subscribe the channel. Bye.